Oh, and welcome back to Grandia with me, Matthew Caddies, aka Puggy. So, we're gonna see what's going on here. I think the direct approach isn't gonna work, Justin, as... okay, you have something against teenage boys? Yeah, Justin's a ruffian, but still... that's a bit much. Oh, ruffian, but yeah. Well, I guess he is back in Palm, but you get the idea. Yeah, because you tried to sneak on board a steam train and all things, but, okay, let's indeed ask about a boatman. And something weird is going on here. It's an attractive girl? Seriously? Okay, what's with this guy? And he thinks he's a... okay, if you swing that way, mate, fine. But then he runs off. Okay, you think Feena is a boy? What? How does that make sense? Lady looks like a dude? Never mind. It just sounds wrong, all sorts of wrong. But yeah, something funny is going wrong on there, seriously. Well, in that case, we have to meet with the village chief. Yep, that is exactly what we need to do, so we have to find where he is, because we will find out why the locals are behaving this way. So I say into the... okay, who's this guy? Oh, poor guy, man. The hot spring stopped? Yeah, that does sound really bad if you like that sort of thing. I know what Gadwin said about it being a touristy place. On a guess? Okay. What festival? I know Gumbo's famous for its festivals, judging solely by what Gadwin said, but still. Yeah, pretty much. No, we don't do underage marriage, thank you. Alright, you're talking about Justin and Feena. Justin himself is kind of underage, he's only 13 years old. But apparently, no. I didn't know word of what happened in New Palm spread this far, but yeah. Despite Feena's denials here. No harm. Oh, you'll live to regret those words, Justin. The feast? Well, Justin will eat like a Saiyan then. Certainly. And we also get to hear, even though we don't hear it, the village chief's terrible singing, in which he sings about how the fire dragon, pretty much stopped, and the volcano stopped, should I say, and whatever. And how they were waiting for the so-called brave couple and whatnot. I don't know what's worse, this guy or, well, I'm not even gonna go there, but yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Yeah, we haven't done anything at all. From here, what are you saying? Isn't that Dander guy the guy who hit rock bottom? Okay, well, we'll find out about it a bit later. No, that's fine. You do you, mate. We've had enough food to eat. We'll say that. Okay, I guess we'll head to the guest house then. Yeah, all that food made us full. We'll go with that. That was quick. Okay, the finale. Oh boy. No, we don't want to hear his greatest hits, thank you. Yeah, I don't think it's crept up to me there, Justin. But, yeah, we'll go outside. And Feena wants a word with Justin here. It is kind of strange. We're on hand and foot and they give him a load of food. And normally when Feena gets some sort of premonition, she's usually right in this game. Seriously. Oh boy. And yet Justin just wants to enjoy the atmosphere. Well, anyway, let's indeed head to the tent. And yeah, I think we're okay there. Unless I want to look at status, but no. Let's. In fact, I am going to switch to the Japanese voiceovers. And yes, this is something you can do. Although, having said that, I will be using the English voiceovers for any cutscene content because, well, yeah, because I wanted to see what the voiceovers sound like in Japanese. And obviously, I went to the wrong area there, at least for battles. Not for main cutscenes, as I say, but yeah. That's not the place either. That is not the tent at all. Gumbo still looks beautiful, I will say. Probably the most, even though the hot springs aren't working or whatnot because of the volcano. But anyway, into the tent. No more dawdling. I guess we're ready, but we don't know what for! Okay. Yeah, me too, actually. You don't want to offend the villagers. You won't be when you find out what happens. Yes, we were. You sang it very loudly there, Chief. Wait, fire dragon? No one talks about a dragon! Wait, sacrifice? Are you insane? In fact, yes he is. That is part of the legend. He should have really told us earlier, then we wouldn't have gone through with this farce. No, you were too busy seeing your head off and probably drunk off the atmosphere there, Chief. And he just goes through it anyway. Seriously, what is with this village chief? And now it reveals a giant catapult, which will launch Justin and Feena towards the volcano. Nobody told Justin and Feena about it, did they? They do not fear death? I don't think they laugh in the face of danger. Yeah, I don't think Justin will be happy with Feena now that we know they're going to get sacrificed to a fire dragon. Yeah, I agree. What the hell? Well, Feena does have ice spells, it is true, but I don't know. Well, there is one thing that will give us the advantage up on that volcano, or on that later, but seemingly Sue and Gadwin are going to go through with this as well. Maybe they could get married, although that would be weird. I don't know, defeat the fire dragon? That's how it usually works in JRPGs. I did think it's strange. Justin, however, he didn't. And he practically, admits to eating like a Saiyan then. Seriously. And, yeah, I hurt my fanny. Keep in mind this game was released in America before Britain, so it means her bottom in America, not what you think in the British version. Not in British English, should I say. I'm surprised I still left it in. When I first heard that, I thought I was I thought I was just laughing. I thought I was. Why are you making such a horrible reference? Seriously. But anyway, you agree to get to the top and defeat the fire dragon, basically. Yeah, I hurt my fanny, seriously. Obviously, the language barrier isn't something for Sony of America to consider. Anyway, that being said, let's fight these two lost souls. Another new enemy. I don't know if they're weak against... Okay, they are weak against water. Because I've got a rain staff on Justin there. Flame shot, that does hurt a bit. Might hurt even more if I had done some shopping in Gumbo earlier. And you can get a fair amount of money in this this dungeon alone. There's also a stashing place, so if you're running out of items, you can easily return to the thing. The other new enemy here is the hot dog. No, it's not a sausage inside a roll. It's literally a dog made of fire, and therefore, much like with the Walkmen in the Flying Dragon Valley, both the rain staff which Justin has and the ice pick that Feena has. So yay! Yeah, Justin just pretty much murdered those fire doggies. Seriously. But never mind. Carry on. Let's see. Double the amount of money there. Although I want to buy that lost soul to get the other one. Let's see what else is down here. I also love the music. This is probably my favourite dungeon music in the game. It's just so upbeat despite what we're facing, seriously. And it's, believe it or not, it's actually part of a larger track on the Grandia soundtrack, seriously. I believe it's called Prayers of Gumbo, the full track. Although some YouTubers have managed to isolate this one bit because it's just so catchy and everything, seriously. Gumbo, gumbo. Well, that being said, I'm going to stash a few things away and see what else is here before I end the episode. Indeed I shall. Ice Stone, I might hold on to that for a bit later. Okay, what else is here? Well, this pathway will lead us up and around to the top of here. Then we'll get another treasure chest and some more fiery doggies. What's in the chest then? A blue potion. That heals your magic. Something I want to hold on to for the end of the game. Kind of like with elixirs in Final Fantasy. But that being said, dead end there. And I just find myself coming back to the annoyance of the thing. Over here is another mana egg. And certainly I will want to be getting said mana egg in order to get some more spells for Sue at least. Anyway. No, I don't want to use Crackle. Not on such easy kills here, seriously. Especially for Justin with the rain staff, seriously. It may have an annoying amount of properties, and yes, it is nice to hear the thing. Okay, never mind, we don't get to hear Feena's Japanese voice. We do get to hear Justin's, which, believe it or not, is Fujiko Takimoto, the voice of young Link, of all things, from Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Seriously, imagine Link voicing Justin here, especially since he has a kind of more post-pubescent voice in the English dub. Still don't know who voices him. Weird, because believe it or not, one of the people did manage to get in touch with Sue's voice actor, her English voice actor, Lady Aikman, and speak to her that way, so... And also recreate a scene a bit later on, which I may well reference a bit later. But anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!